Hello, hello, hello. Looks like I forgot to set my intro video this week, but hi. Welcome to the live stream. It is week 50 of my weight loss journey. Yay! I cannot believe that it has been that long now. I haven't been doing weight loss injections that long. It's only shot 43, but it is week 50. So make sure you say hello to in the chat to let me know who's coming in to see me today. I usually give a few minutes to let everybody get in about 5 to 10 minutes for people to show up, and then I'll actually do my way in. Um, but so how is everybody's day going today? It's Thursday and I am so ready for Friday, and it's getting close to the holidays. I know that it is Hanukkah season already, and Christmas is just a few more days away. So, see, there are three of you in there already. So make sure you say hello to let me know who is joining me today. And don't forget to like and subscribe the video and subscribe. Oh, hey, Candace. Hey, Jen. Nice to see you. Thank you both for joining me today. Jen, I think yesterday we probably must have been on 5 live streams together. It seemed like every time we tuned in, I switched over to another stream. We were both there. I got a lot of work done yesterday, but definitely got a lot of live streams in the background. Hey there, Nancy from Florida. I'm originally from Florida, from Ocala, little tiny town. Well, it's gotten a little bigger now, but when lived there and went to high school, it was not quite that big. And of course, there was nothing to do. That's why I don't live there anymore. Hey, Pamela 16, nice to see you. Um, yeah, most people know Ocala. I don't. You kind of have to go through it. Like a lot of people, my biggest memory was when I was in high school around the holidays, the traffic would just back up all the way to Orlando because people would be coming down to go to Disney. So our traffic would back up a little bit. And oh my gosh, when we got a Disney Welcome Center and we had like our own little Disney store there, it was like the biggest thing going on in town. It's crazy. Yeah, definitely horse country, not nearly as much now. They sold off a lot of the farms to housing development, all that good stuff. And unfortunately, a lot of farms just went out of business. Not as much money in it as it used to be, and horses are expensive. Well, hello, Corgi Girl user. Nice to see you. Probably getting some new faces in here. Hi, down in the Dell. Nice to see you. I think I see you. Oh, is it on Foodies Vacations? I know that I've seen you on someone else's live stream, or yeah, let me know what live stream that you usually frequent, because I know I've seen you on another live stream. Um, but brain, oh my gosh, my brain. And yes, I am Jen, I am starting to sound better. I'm not coughing nearly as much. I have just a little bit of congestion left. Oh yes, the downsized. Yeah, I really enjoy their channel. I'm a lover of information. I love science a lot. I probably should have just been a scientist instead of an accountant. And so I just really love watching their channel, and I really enjoyed doing my interview with Lorraine. That was really a lot of fun. We did like the hour-long interview, but we must have talked for another hour past that. So it was just really a lot of fun. I'm bummed that I'm not going to make it to their downsized cruise. I tried to rearrange my schedule, but I just couldn't manage it. Well, hey, Anissa, nice to see you. So it's going to be hopefully an exciting live stream today. I'll probably only go about 45 minutes because I do have a few other things I need to get done this evening. But it is week 50 of my weight loss journey starting from January 1st. Well, not exactly week 50 today, but week 50 as of December 13th. So that was my 50th weigh in. It was really great. Um, so I can't wait to reveal that to you. And Down in the Dell says it was a good interview. I did one in early November with them. They are very chatty and informative. Yeah, I'll have to check out your interview. Now, I may have actually seen it and just don't remember because I don't remember a lot of things these days because I'm getting old, but I'll definitely make sure I go back and check it out. And oh, thank you, Pamela. Um, yeah, thank you so much. I got a lot of good comments. So far, the video is doing really good. Last I looked, there were over 3,000 views on it. And I noticed that just today, I've gotten a few extra subscribers. So hopefully I've gotten a few people coming over from their channel. And let me see. Yeah, so I definitely want to talk about my normal weigh in and how much I've lost in 50 weeks. And I also want to talk about fractal health. Now, that's something that Downsized has covered quite a bit on their channel. But just for viewers who maybe not watch them, I just thought it was really fascinating. And I think it's something really to look forward to. I know that I've talked about retatrutide. Some people are pronouncing it. Retetratide, and that is Lilly's newest weight loss drug that is just finished phase 3 trial. Actually, they have a whole bunch of trials going on for that, and that had some really stunning news come out lately because they were actually having people leave the trial because of too much weight loss, and they also had a lot of people ending early because of too much weight loss because they're when they're doing the scientific trials, they're not trying to manage how much weight people are losing. They're just trying to go through the paces of the standardized like titration schedule. So when they saw people were losing too much weight, there's like a safety in the study for them to then eliminate those users from the study and terminate the study. But they actually ended one of them early because they got such good results that they didn't need to go any further. Uh, Hi there, Patty. Nice to see you. Okay, Down in the Dell. I'll make sure that I look for it. It's under Shelley. Yep, I'll make sure I definitely look for your interview on the Downsized. Yeah, I really enjoy their interviews. They do so much. I don't know how they have time to do it. I know they do at least 1 to 2 videos a day, but I guess if I assume they don't work outside the home. So yeah, if I didn't work outside the home, I might have time to do 2 videos a day. Maybe not. I don't know. I can barely get the 4 videos that I'm shooting for done each week. Let's see. So we got 15 people on. It is about 8 minutes after. So I'm going to go ahead and do my standard weigh in. Now, I always like to do my stats for new people just in case they have never joined me before. And of course, I'm Amy. I'm on a journey to lose 180 pounds. I'm 5 feet tall. I'm 51 years old, single with a bunch of really annoying cats. They've been really annoying today. Currently taking 7.5 milligrams of Zepbound. Have really mild Hashimoto's disease and pretty severe sleep apnea. I do use a CPAP machine. I did order some compounded meds, and I'm kind of mixing them in between my Zepbound shots to kind of extend the life. I didn't find that I had good mental results when and ADHD control and anxiety control when I did multiple weeks of the compounded. So I've just been mixing them in, and it's working fine. So I started January 1st, 2025. I was at 304 pounds. The goal weight, according to the doctor's chart, is 124. I have a feeling that I'll probably end up about 130 is probably where I will be happiest at. I looked at some photos, and I'm going to actually do a video for the 50 weeks, and I'm going to do a bunch of photos from when I was younger, and I'll show you what I look like at 145 pounds and 115 pounds. So I thought 115 was way too thin, even for my height. So I think in between will be great. Okay, so for the week, my calorie intake I think I was actually really overestimating this week. I was getting really lazy with some of the stuff and just not being very precise. But my intake is, according to the BMR calculator, supposed to be 2,081 minimum calories per day. But if I want to lose 1.5 pounds per week, I need to cut that by 750. So I should be taking in an average of 1,331 calories per day. Now, this week I was 301 calorie over per day, which was equivalent to about 2,100 calories or zero point 0.6 of a pound. So based on my eating, I should have lost zero point 0.9. Now, I didn't really get any exercise in this week. It has been so freaking cold outside and really cold in my apartment hallways. So I haven't been able to go out and really do anything. But so let's check my weigh in. So for week 50, shot 43, I lost 2 pounds and I hit exactly 50 pounds in 50 weeks. And guess what? Today is my 5 month YouTube anniversary as well. So I am amazed that that I made it down to exactly 50 pounds in 50 weeks. I don't know how that happened, but hold on. I have to celebrate. So yeah, so I hit my 50 pounds, got my little money cat there, getting ready for Chinese New Year already. Oh, hold on, this one's better. Sorry, I was playing with Canva last night, just having a good time. And I hit my 5 months and I'm at 930 subs as of yesterday. I think it's actually 930 today. So I was really hoping to be right at 1,000 today and on my 5 month anniversary, but you know how that goes. Things don't always work out the way you want them to. Okay, clicky, clicky, clicky. This always gets me. How complicated this little program can be. Thank you, Candace. Thank you, Shelly. Thank you, Quirky Girl. And thank you, JC. Calamity Jane. I noticed you changed your channel name, so you took off the JC on your channel name. Oh, hey, Sarah. Hey, Sarah. I think you just missed it. Hold on. I gotta show you. So it's my 50 week weigh in. I lost 50 pounds total. So I lost 2 pounds from last week. So I think the week before I lost 3 pounds, which is crazy. So in the past 2 weeks, I've lost 5 pounds. I, I don't know. That's unusual that I lose that many pounds. So yeah, so you just did the channel name, but JC still in your title. So your handle, so you left your handle with the JC in it. Well, thank you so much, Sarah. Uh, thank you, Patty. Yeah, so I'm really surprised. I think the thing is like it's weird because I had not been so overweight that long. And so to me, I'm like, oh yeah, I've lost 50 pounds, but I'm just now back down to where my highest weight was before. So it just seems like really weird to where I'm okay, I'm really glad I lost 50 pounds, but it's like, oh, but now I really need to lose 50 pounds to kind of be under where I had been living for like the last 5 or 6 years. So it's kind of like this weird, is it paradox? Is that the word? Where it's a great accomplishment and I couldn't imagine having done it without the medication, but like I don't know, I guess there's a relief that I've got it off, but I just have so much more to go, right? I have at least between 120 and 130 pounds to go. So, yeah, Sarah, so I think I broke the set point because my body I've kind of had three set points in life. One at 180, which I stayed for over 10 years. One for 256 and then one for 304. Like I kind of got there and couldn't move. So I definitely got to keep this up. And then Nancy's asking, do you have suggestions for an app to track weight loss? There are apps. Are there apps for those using weight loss medications? I think so. So if anybody is using those, would you put them in the comments? Because the only one that I use is called Noom, Noom, and it has a cost, but I don't pay for it. My health insurance pays for it, as long as I keep entering in my information, but it doesn't track your shots. Let's see. So JC Calamity Jane uses Shotzi or Pep. So maybe give those a try. Hey, Pamela. Let's see. Yeah, and maybe, and Sarah, you're right. Maybe some refeed action going on because I was on the cruise and I didn't track my calories. And I don't think I overate though. So, but for me, not overeating was probably between 1,800 and 2,000 calories a day, which is not my weight loss calories. But it is definitely uh, not going to put weight on me. And I did get a lot of exercise on the cruise. So maybe I got a little boost by eating a little more. And I'll just have to see again how I'm doing when I get to Saturday. My weigh-in is in 2 days for this week, and I may have lost a pound. So I'll have to see. Like usually Wednesday is my lowest day of the week, and then by the time I get to Saturday, I've put on weight, which is the weirdest thing. And the Corgi Girl user says, I use my net diary. So yeah, Nancy, maybe give those a try. Oh, Pamela, you were saying me again because that's an app, not just like, hey, it's me again. Context is everything. So yeah, so I'm really stoked about that. I'm really stoked that today is my 5-month anniversary on YouTube. It's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it. Um, I have learned so much. It's been so much having such great community, getting to know everybody. Uh, it's just, I don't know, it's just been really fascinating. And it's so much fun sometimes that as I am working during the day, I can just turn live streams on and listen to people chat and just jump in and say hi. And then you get to know people across different live streams when you all start watching the same ones. So it's really a lot of fun. Okay, and then the other thing that I wanted to chat about was fractal health. Let me show that. So I would highly suggest that you go watch Christopher Durham's from The Downsized. Go watch his interview with the Fractal Health CEO or the founder of the business. He is actually a cardiologist. So he is a medical doctor and is developing a medical procedure that would be done under mild anesthesia, like you would get a colonoscopy or an endoscopy. So nothing more strenuous than that. And the procedure would only last minutes. And it is supposed to, let me click it here. So basically, so they've been testing it and they said that greater than 50%. So basically, one of the reasons they wanted to do it was they said basically 50% of patients discontinue GLP-1s in less than 1 year, and then they rebound and then they gain the weight and go back to their old set point, right? Because we are deficient in the GLP-1, and so we need to continually use it to maintain the weight loss. So he wanted to find a permanent solution. So they have developed this endoscopic procedure that resurfaces the lining of the duodenum. Now, that is just past the very bottom part of your stomach. And that is kind of like it's the hunger center of the gut, and it says it's designed to reset the body's metabolism set point. So they're looking at it for sustained weight loss and maintenance after weight loss. So they wouldn't necessarily use it to replace a GLP-1. His thoughts are that they would probably do the surgery and allow people to use the GLP-1 to continue to lose weight, but the surgery hopefully should fix the permanence, and maybe you would come off the GLP-1 after losing your weight, and then you wouldn't have to go back on it for the rest of your life. That's what they're hoping, but they're also testing to see, well, how long does it last? Because what they do is they do an ablation of the tissue in the duodenum that is not really diseased, but it's wrong tissue, right? Like we actually have a physical problem with our gut when we have the disease of obesity. And this procedure would ablate that tissue and cause it to burn and then regrow. And when it regrows, it has been regrowing correctly. So I think it's just absolutely fascinating. And I am so looking forward to something like that being, being available. Could you imagine, like, okay, I lose all my weight, the Zepbound GLP-1 medication helps get me there, and then you do this surgery, and then you never have to take the GLP-1 medication again in your life. That would be insanity. Oh, Sarah. Oh, yay. That's fabulous. 67 subscribers away. Just counting them down. Hopefully, I have another video I want to release on Monday. Usually I get a few subscribers for my live streams today. And then I have another video. I want to do the 50 pounds in 50 weeks. And hope I'm going to do a bunch of before and after photos. So hopefully that'll draw people in as well. And hopefully, maybe by Christmas, by the new year, I'll be at 1,000 subscribers, but I'm still waiting on Google to send me my address verification. They mailed it on the 15th of December and they said it could take weeks to get here. So I hope not. And Sarah says, I had a twist in my duodenum and my doctor told me, wait for it. You, you already know what he's going to say, just lose weight. So, yeah, so I didn't know that losing weight could somehow untwist your duodenum. That is amazing. I do not know where they come up with these things. Yeah, I did have a doctor one time when I went in for my herniated discs in my back. Uh, I was 190 pounds at that time, and he said, well, I can't help you until you lose weight. There's not going to be anything that we can do for your herniated discs. And I ended up needing surgery. He didn't even bother to get like x-rays or an MRI or do anything. He just took one look at me and said, nope, sorry. We're not going to be able to do anything for you. And my herniated discs did not come from being overweight. They came from a slip and fall in a store. Well, first time I fell off a ladder in 2000, and then I had a slip and fall in a store in 2004, and pretty much almost ruptured two discs and then slipped one out like almost halfway out. It was awful. I don't recommend. 0 out of 10. Actually, negative 10 out of 10. Don't ever do that. Ah. So Sarah says we didn't know what the problem was first, just pain and suffering. Eventually he did an endoscopy and was like, oh yeah, you had a twist, but you still need to lose weight. Oh, Lord. People, people, people. Oh, and don't forget to type, I don't see it coming up, but type hashtag for cats to share your YouTube channel. So hashtag FOURCATS if you would like to share your YouTube channel and allow other people to subscribe. Yeah, Roxanne, can't understand the correlation for sure. Yeah, it doesn't usually make sense. The things that I have been told, like on the video that I just did, that was like, it's not your fault, right? Now that they have finally realized that obesity is a disease and we are suffering from something that is not our fault. Um, they, you know what? I just completely lost what I was saying. But yeah, so I did that. I did that. It's not your fault that you can't lose weight because, right, we're all suffering from the disease of obesity, and some of us can't stop eating. Some of us eat a lot extra, some of us eat a little extra, some of us just get tortured by food noise and can't stick to a diet, because we just suffer with this mental problem of thinking about food all of the time. But I still can't believe that I went to that diet clinic where there were two nurses and their only solution for somebody who did not even appear on the uh, BMI chart that they had in their office was to give them a piece of paper and tell them to write down their diet. It was like they were working off of like nutritionist dietitian information from the 1980s. Like they weren't doing anything new. They were just churning and burning patients to just earn money. Um, I don't think they really even cared because I'm like, well, my doctor sent me here to get Zepbound. And they're like, well, we don't really think you should use Zepbound. I don't really, but lady, I'm 300 pounds. Well, you know what? Actually, at that point, I don't think I'd reached 300 pounds. I was only 260. And so that could have saved me another like 44 pounds of weight loss if they would have just given me the medication instead of just telling me to do the same shit that I did, for the last 30 years to write it down on a piece of paper. Oh, make sure you eat oatmeal and have yogurt in the morning. I freaking hate oatmeal and I'm allergic to dairy. So, what do you want me to eat? So I always went round and round with dietitians and nutritionists about this because they kept like giving me diets that I hated all the food. Why am I going to eat that? I don't know. They don't know what they're doing. Drives me crazy. Um, oh, Sarah, you don't have a channel, but you have four cats. Yeah, I have four, and sometimes it's a bit much. Today it's been a bit much. Malibu, who is young, he's a year and a half. He'll be 2 years in June. Has no 2 years in April, and he is just bouncing off the freaking wall today. Just will not leave me alone at all. Let's see. So Sarah says my a swim movement instructor told me at the Y about an indoor outdoor cat abandoned. Oh, so yeah. Let's see. So actually, all these that I have, one was a medical adoption, Marshmallow, the white one. That's thinks I haven't fed her. Oh, shoot, I didn't feed her. So she's sitting by her bowl and she'll be there for hours till I feed her. She had ringworm really, really bad. They needed to get her out of the shelter. She was just 10 weeks old. And I took her in, but I had to cage her for 6 months and I had to do all this other treatment and stuff. And then I ended up getting ringworm. So and then the other two, Sheldon, who's like the little tan one, and then the big black and white one. Is he not in the chair? He got up. No, Kevin. Those are rescue adoptions. And then Malibu was a purchase for my 50th birthday. So he is a rag doll and he is a pain in the rear. Yeah, food noise is really, really terrible. Um, So Mary Cobb says, I took my first mochi injection today, really strong appetite suppression. Yeah, I took mochi actually the first month and a half, and I thought that it was definitely working, but it was just really, really slow because I was still getting like the therapeutic dose was really getting in my system, but my endocrinologist was being a bit fussy and she's like, you're really not losing the weight that you should be losing. So I want you on Zepbound. So ever since I switched, I do honestly find that the name brand works better. I can't say that it works better than Mochi because I didn't test it against Mochi, but it definitely works better mentally for me, like ADHD and uh, what's the other thing? ADHD and anxiety. It definitely works better than the compounded for those two things. And that could just be like the additional medication that they put in it. Like there's some, I don't know, vitamin or something in it that could just be interfering with it. At least that's what the nurse told me. Well, thank you, Roxanne. I'm really good at ranting. So if you're ever looking for rants, I am definitely here for rants. Oh, Marshmallow. Yeah, she's gonna sit up there. When she gets tired of waiting, she will start screaming. I don't think she'll do that till probably 7 o'clock, so we're safe for a little bit. And Mary Cobb has shared her YouTube channel, so make sure that you check out her channel. And hey, Becky, nice to see you. And I saw Becky's interview. She's on Lori's channel. What is that? GLP-1 Journey and Review. So she did a really good interview on that channel. And she has a cat as well. I think her name is Snickers. Am I getting that right? But Becky's doing great on her journey. And yeah, Jen, I'm not really sure. Yet on the fractal surgery. I think it's called Revita, and they have actually something else they're working on at the same time. They're working on a medication that's like a permanent medication where they're trying to make it permanent that would go in tandem with that. If you check out their website, they have some information on it. So just Google fractal, and it's spelled with a Y, Fractyl, and you'll be able to find their website, and they had some good information on there. It's definitely worth checking out because I would love to be able to solve that permanently. I cannot imagine living in a world where food is not taking up my entire life because honestly, my dad made my life about food growing up because he was overweight and he transferred his issues to me. He would force me to exercise. So he'd get on his motorcycle and he would make me run. So 7, 8, 9 years old, he would have me out there running 2 and 3 miles. But I was normal weight. But he would restrict my diet and he'd be like, oh, well, you can't have this and you can't have that and you can't have this ice cream and you can't have those peanuts and you can't have this snack, but then he'd just sit down in front of me and eat it. So, it's a real struggle when you have to deal with a parent like that. And then my mom was always so damn broke that she couldn't feed us. So the three kids, we were always arguing and fussing and fighting over food because we'd run out of food. And me being the littlest, I was 4 years younger than my middle brother, and I was a really tiny kid. Like, who's going to lose out? Especially when, like, a lot of the free stuff you get from the food pantry, a lot of it's dairy. I couldn't have it. So my parents really screwed up my childhood with food issues. And then when I became an adult and I realized that I was having, from having this, I guess, food desert in my life, food insecurity, that it really triggered a lot of food issues for me where I thought about food all of the time. But now I know it really is a medical condition that maybe would have been nice to have been solved a long time ago. Yeah, Nancy, so you're saying that you're finding that the Manjaro has eased the arthritis in your hands, and that has been such a huge benefit for a lot of people, and that's really coming out in studies right now. So, Dr. Kevin Joseph has a channel on YouTube, and I highly recommend him to have a look at his information because he presents all kinds of studies, and that was some of the really good information that was coming out about trizepatide, that it was really helping inflammation, cancer rates, fatty liver, type 2 diabetes, like you name it. It was really, really helping it. And yeah, okay, good. Look at me. I paid attention, Becky. I got your cat's name right. Uh, hey Kim, nice to see you. No one mentioned Shotzi yet. So Shotzi's another good one to check out if you're looking for a weight loss shot tracker. Honestly, I just use Excel. Well, you know what? I use numbers because I have Apple, but I'm a spreadsheet girl. I'm an accountant and I use spreadsheets all day. So I just made my own. It's not fancy at all, but it works. That's great, Nancy. Way less pain. Yeah, it is funny, Becky, how obese people have food issues passed on from your parents. My mom was never overweight. There was a period of time in her life when she was a little chunky. I think her max weight that she ever got to was 150, and she was 5'2". Uh, Most of the time she stayed, I don't know, around 130 pounds. But she never really had food issues. She definitely did not have the issues that I had in my brain. But, even I still even remember clearly in high school struggling with it. But I would go to high school with no money to eat lunch or breakfast because I had a really dysfunctional family. My mom thought it was more important that my 20-year-old brother had money for cigarettes versus giving me money to buy food for lunch. So those little things like that really trigger you to just be thinking about food. Where are you going to get your next meal, right? When you're starved all the time, that's all you can think about is when I'm going to get my next meal. So Sarah says, I use Dose Diary and I really like it. It's web based. Nancy's like, I don't know how to do Excel. Oh, it's a learning process. I've been using it for about 30 years, so I got a pretty good handle on it. I can break a few people's brains with my Excel skills. So definitely my vibe. But I deal with numbers all day long. So yeah, actually that's what I was doing all day long today. It's end of the month, financial statements coming out. And so I have been reading financial statements all day. Lots of fun. I was looking to see if anybody else, just Marcia. I don't know where everybody else went. I was going to show off the cats, but nobody wants to hang around. Thank you, Candace. I really appreciate it. It's like you never know somebody's situation. And, um, that's why sometimes I get so sensitive about like when people are like just bashing people on the internet. About, oh, if you just put the food down, or if you just move more, you did this, or blah, 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 you just lose weight. Really, fat shaming drives me crazy because I was kind of fat shamed by my dad my whole life. But when I was looking at pictures with Lorraine, uh, um, I I had when I was looking for the pictures for the downsize, I had this huge revelation because I hadn't looked at the photos in a long time. And I'm like, what the heck? Like I was not overweight. I was an absolutely normal weight. And there was actually several pictures where I was kind of a little underweight. So it just makes me mad that I spent so much of my childhood worrying about my weight when I didn't need to. And honestly, it was the foremost thing in my mind when I interacted publicly or with anybody in my school because I just felt like, oh, it's my weight. Everybody can see it. It's obvious that I'm overweight. And people aren't going to like me because I'm overweight. And that's all I could ever think of because it was really beat into my brain growing up that being overweight was the worst thing that you could do. But you know what? My dad really didn't have room to talk because when he had his first heart attack at age 40, he was 300 pounds. Now he was 5'7", but he also smoked. I don't think he had high blood pressure, but still, um, to sit there and criticize me for being 115 pounds when you're 300 pounds, ridiculous. So Nancy, my weight became an issue when I was about 19 and a half, 20 years old. At that point, so when I was about to turn 18, my mother, God rest her soul, made this terrible decision that her and her boyfriend needed to live alone. And so she asked me while I was still in high school to go find someplace else to live. My brother, who was 4 years older, went and moved in with my grandparents, and I just went and slept on someone's couch. And at that point, like I was really, really broke and was barely eating. And then I met my soon to be husband, and he decided to wine and dine me and start taking me out every night to eat. And so I started slowly putting on weight because I had access to food and I was starting to eat all this high calorie food when I was 18. So I went up to about 140 pounds when I got married in November of 1992. I know on the downset downsized. I said 1993. I don't know why I said that. It was actually 1992. And then I turned 19 in 1993, and later in the year, when I actually got a halfway decent job and could afford to buy myself food, then I started putting on the weight because I was eating, uh, 2 or 3 meals a day, and I wasn't really minding what I was eating, and I wasn't like gorging on food. I wasn't binge eating, but when you're a really little person, like when you're 5 foot tall, it doesn't take that many calories to start putting on a pound here or there. So when you're gaining like, a pound or two a month, it really starts to add up. And so then after a couple years, I got to about 180, probably when I was 22, 23, and I stayed there for 10 years. So to me, I thought it was like so grossly overweight before I got to 180. And then when I look back at my 180 pictures, I'm like, wow, like I really wasn't that overweight. Um, but because of my skewed perception, almost body dysmorphic disorder, um, I just really thought I was way more overweight than I was, but I tried once I really hit 180, then I really tried to diet and diet and diet and diet and diet and exercise. I was exercising 5 to 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, and nothing was ever happened. And it just ended up being this vicious cycle that everybody describes when they have more the disease of obesity, right? Like your body's at the set point and it doesn't care what you do. It just not going to come off your body. So I wasted all that time and energy and just never got anywhere with my weight loss. And of course, the doctors, I don't know, they didn't really want to do anything I didn't realize there were actually obesity doctors. I probably should have sought somebody out. But again, like we've all been taught, just eat less and move more, and it's your fault because you put the food in your mouth. So I had to take responsibility and lose the weight myself. And it just never worked. The Now ideal protein worked, but again, that's a starvation diet. It's categorized as a very low calorie diet, and it's about 800 calories a day using protein drinks and protein bars and a little bit of fresh food. And it's dangerous to be sure. I don't recommend it to anybody, but again, the same problem. The minute you stop ideal protein, all the weight just packs right back on, and then more because your body then says, "You've starved me. Now I need to hold on to more weight." So it pushes your set point up. So that's really the problem of dieting when you're have the disease of obesity is when you lose weight and if you're not treating the disease of obesity with medication, then your set point goes back up. So it's this never ending cycle that you just can't get out of. It's frustrating and maddening. That's why I really, to me, like Zepbound, tirzepatide, semaglutide are freaking miracle drugs for what they're doing for my body. Hey, Grace, nice to see you. Thank you so much. And you are so close to 50 pounds too. I've been watching your videos. But yeah, I can't believe I hit 50 pounds in 50 weeks. That was really good timing to all of a sudden drop 5 pounds to get my exactly 1 week, 1 pound per week loss. Really, really great. Well, hi, Kathy. Nice to see you. Checking in from Indiana. I'd say nice things about Indiana, but my ex-husband now lives there. Oh, okay, y'all. You know how I always have stories? So my ex-husband, like we got divorced in December of 2018, only because I really forced the issue. I didn't want to file a tax return with him in 2018 because he had done a bunch of stuff that was going to get him in tax trouble. But the next thing I know, he's like dating this girl off the internet, and she ends up her birthday's the day after mine, and her first name is Amy. So I'm just like, seriously, dude, you couldn't have picked somebody else other than someone named Amy. And then she got all insulted because she changed. They got married like a year later. And she got all insulted because I wasn't dropping my maiden name. I'm like, you know what, lady? I've had it for 26 years. I am not the person I was before I got married. And I can't take my mother's maiden name because my brother's ex-wife has that name because her first name is Amy too. So like just talk about even more confusing. So those fun times. It's always fun times in my household. But I'm sure Indiana is lovely. I have been to Terre Haute because my ex-husband's family, some of them are buried in a cemetery there. So I have been. Very lovely state. So Pamela says, I wasn't overweight growing up, but I thought I was. My mom would take me to her diet places, so I became paranoid on how it looked. And it wasn't until I got pregnant that I lost control of my weight. Oh, hormones, hormones, hormones. I am sure that totally did it. And that's the challenge, right? Like your parents are transferring their issues onto you. Like my stepmom would sign us up for exercise classes like jazzercise, and then she wouldn't go and she would force me to go. Like I'd have to walk over to the class, uh at the it was on a base. I lived in the middle of nowhere when I lived with my dad and stepmom, and so she wouldn't go, and I'd have to walk like the half mile to go to the class and do the exercises, and people would be like, well, where's your stepmother? I'm like, well, she's at home. She's 250 pounds, and she's not going to come exercise, but she's going to make me do it. Yeah, so JC Calamity Jane, I guess I had the choice of 50 pounds or 1,000 subs. Uh, I guess I'll take the 50 pounds because hopefully the 1,000 subs will not be that far away and I'll keep losing weight. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah, Nancy, I really wish these meds were available 40 years ago. So I can see how at 76, if you're just now getting your weight under control, like how much of your life, like the things that you could have done with your life if you had had your weight under control. Like I was cutting myself out of so much of my life, out of photos, out of doing things. There's in on my last cruises, like there's so many things I haven't been doing because of my weight. Now I'm going on a cruise in February, but I don't think I'm going to be quite to the weight that I want to be able to snorkel yet. I think I'm going to have to give that a little bit more time since I've injured my back really bad since the last time I snorkeled. But I cannot wait until I'm at a good enough weight to be able to do a snorkeling activity, to get on and off the boat. It's not just about being in the water and swimming. Like you think about it, you got to be able to get in the boat. You got to get down the stairs. You got to jump off the boat. You got to get your flippers on, all that good stuff. A lot of people don't even think about that. Yeah. So definitely, Nancy. I think a lot of us can relate. And I guess Marcia has gotten tired of sitting up there. I think Malibu just chased her. I sort of caught it out of the corner of my eye. Everybody's getting antsy because it is definitely past dinner time. I got distracted. I got distracted because I've been using AI to make songs and I made a whole bunch of Zumba songs. And I was going to change up my intro at the beginning and start using a couple of my little songs. I made some music for JC Calamity Jane. So if you've seen her Zumba, there's one that I did that it's really cute. I love the one line about the like, I think it's the hens clucking in the lane. I think it's really cute. Um, but Ooh, sorry, it is getting close to 7 o'clock, and I would say my bedtime. I've actually been up since 6 a.m. I didn't sleep very well last night. I had Sheldon, my little tan cat, he's sitting down here on the floor, decided that he needed to knead my head in the morning or early in the morning, and I don't know what his deal was. Maybe my sleep apnea was getting to me. Let me just check my media assets and see if I have any other notes. Oh, you know what? Let me show this in case any of you missed my last live stream. So here is the weight chart that I made for myself in my bathroom. And I covered up the first one because I had accidentally already marked off. Last week, I'd actually already marked off my weight. But yeah, so I'm keeping track of this. And down there at the very bottom, there's 225 highlighted, and supposedly that's where I'm aiming for my cruise in February. Now, I'm under no illusion that there's a 99% chance that I won't be there, but it's just, I don't know. I think I need an overachiever goal to force myself to really be focused on what I'm doing. And because I'm one of those people that I set all these goals and I never get to them. So, uh, I think I'll just be happy if I really push myself and get a lot closer than that. Because if I'm losing 1 pound per week, uh, let's see, I think I have 72 days. I don't know how, I should have calculated this better. But I'm thinking that I'll probably be down, let's see, January, half of February, maybe another 10. The outside chance I'll probably end up at 235, but 235 would actually be fabulous. But you know what? I made this chart because uh, I am I'm not really organized, too anal to have the post-it notes because then I'd have to handwrite them and I would probably be rewriting them, each of them 100 times to get them perfect. So I just printed this off, made a little chart in Canva and just printed it off, and it's been really great. Um, well, thank you so much, Candace. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna keep doing the lives for as long as I can. I've been given some business advice that I should actually start trying to do 2 pre-recorded videos and then just do a live once a month. So maybe further down the road, it may move to that where I've got 2 regular videos and then a live maybe once a month. But for now, since I don't have the time to actually do the script and film the video and edit a second video in a week, I'm just going to keep doing the lives till further notice because I think people enjoy them. So I really appreciate everybody watching. And then Jen says, my dad was type 2 diabetic in his 40s and could never beat the weight he carried, eventually, and ended up developing end stage renal failure. It's hard to think about what if had these been available. That is one of like the major reasons that the CEO of Fractal is developing the procedure because his dad had diabetes. Uh, I think he might still be alive, but his dad and I think his dad's brother had diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and he watched them on this treadmill or hamster wheel of constantly doing the right thing, getting the exercise, eating right, and it never working. And it just became the disease just started becoming unmanageable because they would do all the right things, but then the disease was progressively getting worse over time, no matter what they did. And so his real hope with this is that he can solve the issue in advance and people not have to go through this. So, not only using the GLP-1 medications, but then also fixing the intestinal system, fixing the duodenum, and allowing that to work. So, that would be really great. Well, hey, Cookie, nice to see you. Yeah, what ifs are really hard to hear, hard to think about. Yeah, I lost both of my parents pretty decently young in their age. My dad was 64, but had been ill for 24 years. And I lost my mom. She was 68. She had COPD from smoking. Both my parents had uh, smoking related illnesses. Hold on one second. I just need to cough. Well, thank you very much, Nancy. I love information. If you can't tell. Yeah, Cookie saying hi, Sarah saying hi to Sarah. Yeah, I love information. I love making sure people know the newest, latest, and greatest things that could help them. I really love to help people, and I really just want to keep spreading information about obesity, and it's not your fault, right? It's not your fault that you can't lose the weight that you need to lose. Use these medications. Don't be afraid to take them. The side effects, if you have them, usually will go away after a while. Uh, Most people, they're not permanent. Some of us struggle just a little bit. A lot of people complain about constipation, but don't let that stop you because it's easily managed. And if you have nausea, it's easily managed. I do get nausea from time to time, and honestly, for me, just a ginger candy, it's basically powdered ginger with sugar, and it's just like a sticky little candy. And that's usually enough to knock out the nausea for me. And then once I knock out the nausea, then I can eat because usually it's a signal to me that I haven't been eating properly. And my body's like, hey, what's going on? Your sugar's getting low. Let's make you nauseous. So, yeah, so definitely most of the side effects can just be easily treated. So don't give up on the medication just because you may struggle with a few things. There's remedies out there. Constipation is the easiest one to solve. So many of us have different things that we do. I personally take a magnesium supplement. It's called Calm, CALM. It's a powder, it's magnesium citrate. And I just take the recommended dosage once a day, every single day. And it helps with muscle soreness as well as keeps me regular. And then I just throw in extra fiber here and there. I usually have my dessert is a fiber one bar, you know, and that is enough kind of almost junk food, sugary, chocolatey stuff that I need in a day. And it really, really, really helps. Keeps me regular. Keep ahead of constipation. Don't let it become a problem. I see and hear so many people saying, "Oh, well, I struggled with it like this day and that day and blah blah blah." And so I finally took some medication. No, take your medication in advance. Like, don't wait until you get to the point that you're having the constipation because then that can cause more issues. Nancy's like, speaking of improper eating, I kind of hate vegetables. Yeah, there are a lot of people that hate vegetables. And I do have to say that if you start introducing vegetables slowly into your diet over time, like pick something that you mostly like and start really incorporating it, but incorporating it slowly, you will find that over 6 months to a year, you may be able to put more vegetables in your diet than you think because once you get used to eating something, then you kind of start craving it. Um, and Becky's like, I hate a lot of veggies too. Yeah, I don't know what I would do without my vegetables because I have a lot of food allergies. I can't eat a lot of things that are not vegetables, like fresh fruits and vegetables. So, I just I guess I'd just be eating a chicken breast every day. I guess, but I also grew up eating a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. So I think that really set the tone for what I like to eat. And now that I'm off of pretty much all the junk food out there, I had fast food the other day and I was horrified at how terrible it's become. How I never, ever, ever really want to eat McDonald's again because my body's just not craving it. But then it's actually the quality of it is so horrible. Uh, other than the fries. I mean, the fries on occasion, but the burgers, oh, and the chicken nuggets are so bad anymore. I can't put that in my mouth. And yeah, Cookie, so you're using Miralax, which is very similar to what I'm using. Yeah, if you use it daily, then you just don't have any problems. And good way to like get ahead of it. Um, yeah, so you don't eat many vegetables other than a salad. A lot of people don't. And I'm not really a big proponent of salad, right? Because they perpetuate, oh, eat a salad, but like a cup of lettuce is like 14 calories. I'd rather spend that on the cucumbers and tomatoes and uh broccoli or whatever else. I don't even half the time bother with lettuce. I'll like take all the ingredients of a salad and eat that and just leave out the lettuce. It's too much work. Unless I'm buying like a pre-bagged salad, lettuce is way too much work for me. Yeah, and so Jen says, I love veggies. Uh, so I often find the aversion to veggies is texture or how it's cooked or seasoned. I didn't like broccoli as a kid, but I realized it was overcooked. And you eat a lot of veggies al dente. Yeah, so that's true. Like your veggie, like the way you were presented veggies growing up could be very different from the way that you need to eat them to like them. I haven't eaten a lot of canned vegetables in a long time, and the other day, for some reason, I thought it would be a great idea to eat a can of green beans, and I was kind of horrified. I'm like, oh my gosh, these were like a staple, and now like I go to eat them, and I'm like, what the heck is this can of green bean stuff? Like, it was really weird. Now I'll eat canned peas all day long. I really, really love the LaSure canned peas. And, yeah, rotisserie chicken is pretty darn fabulous, Pamela. So I actually just boiled up 2 carcasses of, rotisserie chicken, and then I picked all the meat off and set it aside, and then I boiled the bones, and I ended up getting a broth that had so much gelatin and, collagen in it. Oh my gosh, it was so good. And then I just seasoned it up and, I ended up freezing it into, like, 1 cup portions. Oh, but it was oh my gosh, it was so tasty. Nancy, veggies taste like grass. I like pasta. Oh my gosh. I would say spinach tastes like grass. Greens, I don't do greens like collard greens or turnip greens or kale. That tastes definitely like grass to me. Definitely, not my thing. Yeah, love rotisserie chickens. I love using them in all kinds of things, in salads, dicing them up, putting them on a tortilla, putting them in chili. Uh, that's really easy. You know, I make the quickest, easiest chili. 1 can of beans, 1 can of diced tomatoes, and usually about a cup of diced chicken, and then I just season it up, and that's 2 really good sized meals for me, and so low in calories, so low in fat, but tons of nutrients and vitamins in it. Well, we have hit the hour mark, everybody. So I am going to let all of you go, but I just want to thank you so much for being here with me for the 5 months that I've been on YouTube. I can't believe today is the 5 month anniversary of me uploading my first video. So here's to 5 months, 5 years more, and losing the rest of my weight. I got about 120 to 130 pounds left to lose. And I'm excited to share my journey with you. So, everybody, I wish you the absolute best on your journey, and everybody just support each other. And, congratulations to everybody with their weight loss. And hopefully, I will see you all again next week. So, have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much.
Four cats, one scale, and a suitcase to pack. Zepbound in hand, there's no looking back. Cruising through this journey, non-scale victories divine. But can Amy lose the weight without losing her mind?